You have all levels of experience in and out of the classroom when it comes to education. Can you just elaborate on this a little more, where it comes down to special ed students or students, English as a second language, or, you know, I mean, you're teaching in a college level, you're teaching in an elementary school, and can you just elaborate on that a little more, please, your experience?
I think that, and I'll just go back to the task force. They had recommendations 6 through 7, which was curriculum and professional development. That is critical to the SED's work to focus in on those areas. Once curriculum is created and there's a high quality curriculum in place and there are the resources there that the state can provide, youngsters will meet with success, and the outcome is the assessments that students do well. The students within the subgroup, which was a lot of my doctoral work, is that those are the areas where flexibility is needed, which the report also sort of mentioned, that to be flexible with our special ed students, to find pathways for them to meet success. We're not saying lower standards, but those youngsters have to find different pathways. And there's where educators come to the table to find what is best for students. Our ELL population is growing rapidly, and we're sort of moving them into mainstream classes without providing the support that they need. That's almost negligent on our part to watch a youngster not speak the English language and then have expectations to be successful within a time frame that we deem important. There too, the schools have to have their own flexibility, come up with their own curriculum of how to meet those needs. And I'll give you one example. In our school district, we had over 100 unaccompanied students come into the school district. On the secondary level, those youngsters were not reading or writing in their own language. So are we going to move them now into English classes? And we decided as a school board that we would set up Spanish classes and teach them reading and writing in their language, and then over time move them into the English language. So that was a strategy that is working for us. These youngsters are fragile, so moving in our own way to help them, it should be our flexibility to do that.
Okay, and you've been involved with curriculum development, and you've got experience with curriculum development. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Well, certainly that when we're looking at all curriculum across the board, you've got to bring in teachers and administrators and researchers that know how to develop curriculum, what is the expectation, and then later on determine how we assess. We tend to work backwards sometimes, which can be done in lesson planning, but it should not be done in curriculum writing. So curriculum writing should be done by the work of the practitioners, and then the state ed is looking at the high quality of that curriculum work that's being done in that school district. That again goes back to this flexibility to what are those needs. When we're looking at inner city schools or low wealth communities, they need high intervention and programs K through 3. They should have the flexibility and move their funds to do the work to shore those youngsters up early on as they move through the school system. So curriculum is highly personal to school districts because of who their students are.
And you've also had an opportunity to work with the teachers' unions also in your schools and stuff?
You know, every teacher accepts high standards, accountability, we all realize we want to be held accountable. I pride myself on my work that I do as an educator, and I measure myself to my student achievement. I think most teachers do that, but we have to be fair about that. And teachers have to accept this is the standard. We agree with the standard and expectation, and we certainly will work towards that.
Thank you.